Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests today, including John Shannon, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions and ableauctions.ca. There's the orangey yellow we're looking for. Did you, Delaney's okay Tara Langley inbox. We're getting a lot of this, Rick. See, right now he's distracted.
What?
When Ryan and I were talking about those Laker fans being distracted by their phones, as we were talking about that, you were on your phone.
Yeah, because I got a text from an agent. I had to look at it.
And
nothing. It was just a check-in.
But you can't focus on the show when we're like...
If it goes off, it goes off.
You don't have to. Mine goes off. I don't have to.
No, you answer. Yours goes off. I see you all the time looking at it.
But we were talking about looking at it.
It's just too perfect. It really
was. It actually worked. Yep. Joined now by NHL Analyst, co-host of the Bob McCowan podcast, John Shannon. How are you, sir?
I'm great, boys. How are you? I am so impressed that you got that Able Auctions graphic changed quickly. That is impressive.
Yeah, the power we wield around here.
Well, I mean, usually I don't pick on Ryan, but Ryan criticizing that Bo Horvat sweater, which was brilliant in my mind, and then him not to have the Able Auction sign that ready that soon.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah. See what we have to deal with.
My sympathies.
And by the way, thanks for starting this interview off, John, not being distracted by your cell phone. We appreciate that. We don't get that all the time around here.
Way over there.
See?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm putting it there.
I think we talked about this last week, but let's do it again because it's progressed. Marty Walsh is going to be the new NHLPA executive director, U.S. Labor Secretary. How does that move make sense for him?
Well, he's going to make a heck of a lot more money than he ever made as a bureaucrat.
Okay. All right.
Done
deal.
The fascination, the previous guy, Don Fehr, made more money as executive director of the NHLPA than he ever did as the same position at Major League Baseball. And I don't know why, but that was just the case. It'll probably be upwards of $3 to $4 million that Walsh will get paid because that's in the ballpark that Fehr got paid. But he, as a secretary in the cabinet, you don't get paid that much. And as mayor of Boston, you probably didn't get paid that much. So, and when I say that much, probably not even $1 million. And maybe, the president of the United States actually only makes $500,000. So from that perspective, this is looking after his family and a really good challenge for a Boston Bruins season ticket holder.
There's a connection with Jeremy Jacobs, the powerful Boston Bruins owner. And when I say powerful, not just within Boston, but within the NHL and a relationship with Gary Bettman. Do you have a problem with that, John, him representing the players, knowing that relationship?
Well, Jacobs allegedly has contributed to Walsh's political campaigns in the past. I would hope that the players have done their due diligence in trying to ascertain that there is no conflict of interest. What I do have is that group of players. I think we mentioned this last week. That group of players, a lot of them veteran players. 8 of them are college graduates, by the way. Only 1 guy from junior and 2 from Europe. They did their due diligence. They worked hard, and I respect what they went through. And this is a name that they came up with that isn't in the regular track of hockey people, whether it be Mike Gillis or Matthew Schneider, who's already at the PA. So we'll just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, the last time they hired a lawyer from Boston, it lasted less than 18 months in Paul Kelly, in 2007, 2008, and 2009. So we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully the players feel protected.
John, another report that Jim Rutherford, was thinking of calling it quits in Vancouver. This one came out of Toronto on Sunday. Was texting with Jim last night. He said it's not true. What do you make of all this stuff, John, about Jim thinking of quitting?
I think it's garbage. I mean, Jim Rutherford has never backed away from a challenge. Ever backed away. That to me is, and I mean, he's 5'7" and probably, he'd probably be a great street fighter. Mm-hmm. I just think that I think you see that in every time he speaks publicly or even speaks to guys like you privately, Rick, that he has a demand to win, and he is going to do this by hook or by crook. That last press conference, they said, "How long are you going to last? You're going to last 3 years of your contract." And he says, "I'm here as long as my health holds out." And, I don't think his health's an issue at this point, and so we just have to take him for his word. I would be shocked. When I saw that report Sunday, I was absolutely flummoxed at how anybody could consider that. To me, that's just trying to make something out of what Vancouver has become, which is unfortunately a little bit of a soap opera.
John, in Ottawa, they say the sale of the Senators could be over $800 million. That's a pretty healthy number. What are your thoughts on how that sale is going and what they could get?
Well, the process with the investment banking company out of New York filtering through it, there apparently are a lot more people interested in this thing than I think most of us were surprised. I thought there would have been 5 or 6. Yeah. With some of the regular characters that are around the game so many times. The thing is, when you buy an existing franchise, including the arena, including the land around the arena, it can't be less than Vegas or Seattle pay. Mm-hmm. So what was Vegas? 500 and Seattle was 650.
Yeah.
So being on the books, it can't be less than that. So you also have to consider how much debt is on the club, because it's not debt free right now. Mr. Melnick did leverage it a little bit in order to get advances on some monies in order to try to keep the franchise going, and got revenue sharing as well. So the 800 number seems to be a logical public number to think that that's going to take what it takes. I would be shocked if it took any more than that.
Okay, Mr. Television, before we let you go, how can the NHL improve its All-Star Weekend? At least the broadcast of the All-Star Weekend, or maybe you're a fan of it.
Well, the three of us, it's not for us.
No, it's for kids.
It's for kids. And I think we have to remember that. The ratings were down in Canada, 714,000 on Friday and 923,000 on Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon is not a great hockey time in Canada anyway. That was designed for ABC. And this format, the Friday gimmicks are the Friday gimmicks, but the Saturday format of the 3-on-3, it's relatively new. Mm-hmm. Have we given it enough chance? When did they start this? I think it was in the Nashville All-Star game where they started this format. I think we have to let it continue for a few more years, at least on the game side, before we throw the baby out with the bathwater. As far as the skills go, it is the most difficult thing to produce I've ever done in my life. Wow. Simply because in a hockey game, you guys know there's ebb and flow and there's predictability. Right. Where the puck goes, where the players go, what the goalie does. There's no predictability in a skills competition. It's like throwing a tomato against the wall and seeing it splat. It's so difficult to try to choreograph. And the only thing I worry about and I wonder about are the players engaged. Yeah. And the biggest challenge for me is how can the league and the Players Association continue to keep the players engaged? Because sometimes it looks like they're not having that much fun. Yeah.
They have to do a better job of at least putting on a brave face, right? Like, it's a show.
Well, you guys, other than Rick being distracted by his phone, put on a brave face every day.
Yeah. Well, I love being here, though, so as opposed to others. There's that.
Pardon me? I misheard that?
I love being here.
As opposed to
especially
others.
when you're on, John.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's very kind, boys.
Okay, it looks like you're still on vacation, so we'll let you get back to your holiday. John?
No, I'm here working with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, well, you've got the floral print in behind you. I just assumed you were in Hawaii or Mexico or something. So,
well, we're still still here.
Okay. All right. Next week, John, thanks so much.
I won't be in Mexico.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.